Then, a few nights after that, I was over at Windsor, Ontario. We had 14,000 in that meeting there. There was a man in the meeting who thought that that was just a bunch of makeup. He went and got a prayer card, and one of the lines pretending that he was sick and in need. And he went and wrote on the prayer card he had all kinds of diseases and so forth like that, and come around and give it into the man, the prayer line manager. I never see the cards. They take the cards down there. So he thought, I'll just see what this is all about. And when he come in and put that on the prayer card down, he come walking up. I said, good evening, sir. He said, howdy do. Now I took a hold of his hand. There was no vibrations. I looked at him. I seen him and two men standing in a room across the table, making it up. I said, why would you purpose in your heart to try to deceive somebody? I said, God is apt to strike you dead right now. And he fell down on the floor and began screaming to the top of his voice. He said, God have mercy on me. And I said, why would you do that, friend? He said, Brother Branham, I thought it was just makeup. Honestly, is there forgiveness for me? There it was.
Here not long ago, there was an impostor slipped in the line. Goes to a great church. We was at Windsor, Ontario. We had 8,500 the first night in the meeting. Long about the end of the meeting, there was a man come to the platform, fine-looking fellow, dressed in a gray suit and a red tie. He come up there. I was so weak, visions just weak in me. He come up, he said, I want to be healed, Reverend Branham. And I just took hold of his hand to see if what was. I said, you haven't any disease, brother. And he said, oh, yes, I have. He thought it was a mental telepathy. He said, ask that usher down there, got my prayer card. Look on it. I said, I don't care what you put on the prayer card. There's nothing wrong with you. You're not a sick man. He said, I am a sick man. I said, you're not. I said, you might have been, sir, but maybe you had faith out there and was healed. He turned around, stuck his hands in his pocket and said, so that's the way it is it? Faith in the audience said, I know that's. I thought, Lord, what's going on? Just then I looked at him. I seen a vision break. I seen him sitting at a table with a green scarf hanging over it, with a man with a blue suit on sitting across the table. I said, you belong to a certain denomination, which I won't expose it tonight, which speak where the Bible speaks, the silent word silent. Said, you belong to that church, and you're a minister of that church. He said, no. I said, don't you lie before God. I said, you sat at a table last night where a woman was dressed with a green dress on, and she had a scarf on the table which was green. A man with a red suit on sat across the table. And you said you was coming down to write on there that you had TB and everything, for it was a mental telepathy. And a man up in the audience screamed out and said, that's the truth, preacher. I was the one was with him. And here he come. That man fell and grabbed me by the trouser leg like that. I said, the disease that you put on that prayer card will be on you the rest of your life. And it is.
Many of us right down here perhaps that night at Windsor, Ontario, I believe it was. Well, that minister come to the platform under another name, act like he was sick. Come up there and had something he thought was mental telepathy, that some of the ushers or somebody picked up the prayer cards to read it to me, mental telepathy, like it reads sins and everything as they'd done and where they'd been and everything from a prayer card. And then those things just foretold years and weeks and months. And anywhere you want to, you know my address. There's never been one time that it's ever failed to be perfect just the way it says. Because it can't be nothing else. It's just God. See? Not your brother. I'm a long ways from being perfect. But he is perfect. That's right. He is perfect. I am not. And the man standing on the platform was saying, like I said, I am, come up, nice looking fella. I was so weak, I just caught his hand first to see. I said, well, you don't have any diseases? So, yes, I do. I said, well, I sure don't believe you have, sir. And he said, oh, yes, I have. And I said, well, you might have had, but you don't have now. He said, oh, look on my prayer card down there. I've got TB, cancer, and I forget what all it was. I said, well, you might have had it, but you don't have it now. I said, maybe your faith just rose up to a place that you were healed in the audience. So he turned around and stuck his hands in his pocket and said, that's it, is it? I thought, what's going on? And just real weak, just taking it from the platform. I thought, well, what's this? And I looked around. Next while, then it broke to a vision. And I seen him sitting at a table with another man. And they were sitting, and a woman was standing there with a dotted dress on. There's a green thing hanging over the table like this. And they had made up together that it was mental telepathy, and they was going to prove it from the platform. And that was revealed and told him who he was and what church he belonged to. Brother, I said, now the things that you put on on your prayer card is on you. You have it now. That was right. He fell down, grabbed the hold of my pants leg. I said, sir, that's between you and God, not me. I said, that's between you and God. As far as I know, the man in eternity today dead. See?
Remember that night over here in Toronto, Canada, when that minister come to the platform, and he thought it was a mental telepathy. So he said, what it is, if the person writes what they got on the prayer card, I imagine writing their sin and so on. All right, and so then he transfers it to, the usher picks up the prayer card and holds the prayer card and meditates and transfers it to that, and he come in the prayer card, and there's a whole lot of stuff going on his prayer card he had. TB and a lot of things. He come up there and said, there's nothing wrong with it. He said, oh, let's look at my prayer card. I said, it has nothing to do with it. You're here trying to find out something. You think it's telepathy. Now the disease that you put on that prayer card is on your body. Right. And when he did, I got a letter here about 2 years ago from him. He said, oh, Brother Branham come to me. I said, you see that man sitting up there in a balcony with a red tie on, a blue suit? You and him sat together last night at a table, had a green cover over it, and a woman sat over in the corner. And you said that you'd come prove that it was mental telepathy. And that man said, that's the God Almighty's truth. That's right. That's right. And the man grabbed me by the pants leg. He said, pray for me, Brother Branham. I said, that's between you and God now. It's out of my hands. He's done spoken. That's you now. And the man's laying bedfast to this day.
Here some time ago when that minister, you was over here, that place just across the river from in Windsor, Ontario. Was there anybody here in the Windsor meeting that night when that man come to the platform and see you? I don't think there is. As I see, a man come to the platform and he had a prayer card and he gave it to the ushers. He come up on the platform, looked at him. I said, sir, there's nothing wrong with you physically. Oh, yes, there is, he said. Yes, there is. So look on my prayer card. I said, I don't know what's on your prayer card. I don't know what you put on that. But there's nothing wrong with you. Oh, I got TB and I got cancer and all he had. I said, I couldn't tell you that, sir. I said, you haven't got it now. You might have had it down there. So he turned around and said, that's it. And just at that time, the Lord showed a vision. I said, why would the devil put in your heart to do something like that? I said, you're a certain kind of a preacher. And I said, last night you sat with your wife and a man that's in this building tonight with a red tie on and a blue suit, and he's sitting right there in the audience. And you sat by a little room with a green thing hanging over a table, and you said it was mental telepathy. And you'd write on the prayer card, and the usher would pick up the prayer card and transfer it to me, mental telepathy. Not thinking of the hundreds out there that's called without prayer cards, and the thing just predicted it'll happen weeks and months and years later, and never fails. I said there, and that man raised up, he said, Reverend Branham, that's the truth. I was with him last night, and that's the truth. And he fell and grabbed my pants leg, and he said, I'm sorry. I said, what you put on your prayer card, you have. And he said, oh, pray for me. And he's a preacher. And I said, I have nothing to do with that. You cursed yourself. So you have what you put on the prayer card. And screaming, he ran for the building. There it was. I don't know whatever happened.
I've got to leave here. You've got to leave here. And if I go as a false prophet, I'll lose my own soul and lose yours with me.